Welcome, geometry students, to class today on this Monday the 22nd. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're ready to learn some math today. Let's quickly take some notes on the announcements that I have for you. So here we go. First of all, we will have a test on Wednesday. This will be your Chapter 2 test, so make sure you're ready for that. And we'll talk more about that as the week goes on. Monday, we're going to do what could not be done on Friday because the video did not work on Friday. So we're going to take notes and do homework today, which is what you were going to do on Friday. So I'm not penalizing you guys for not getting the video done. So no problems there. On Tuesday, we're going to work on the review sheet. This is like the third day you've had to work on this. Let me say this, Mr. Hamill, I do apologize if the students get a little restless, but with only one day left this week, which is Wednesday, there's no way we're going to start anything new. So students, I will say this now, you need to come to class and work on your review sheet. And you're not to work on chemistry or English or history or Bible until your math is totally done. And if your math is done, then take a nap or find something to do, okay? But we need to make sure students can work on their review sheet. All right, moving on. Wednesday will be your Chapter 2 test. And let me pause and say this about your review sheet. If you started your review sheet yet and you've watched the video, at the very beginning, there's terms and theorems and stuff like that that you need to know. It's all on the video. So I hope you're watching that and I hope you're learning those, okay? All right, you have nothing to turn in from Friday because the video did not work, which is fine, no problem. Okay, students, let's continue on. Incompletes, here we go. Can we get rid of this thing here real quick? Let's see. There we go. All right, now Jordan Long, Jordan Finch, Jaden, Libby, Brandon, Kurtz, and Hope. Students, you've got to take your quiz by Wednesday. Now, don't forget, we also have a test on Wednesday, okay? So, guys, if I were you, I would take this quiz by tomorrow, but that's up to you. But your quiz must be taken by Wednesday, and you also have to take your test on Wednesday, okay? Jabari, you still owe me this assignment here, and Sarah, you owe me this assignment here, and also Sarah, quiz by Wednesday. And so please keep all of that in mind. What else? There's something I'm going to go over with you guys for the next 3 days. I'm going to repeat this every 3 days. Do you students understand that when you miss this class, there is no reason for you to feel stress or worry about it or to be burdened down with the work? There is no need for that whatsoever. Now, some of you students have missed days for sickness or checking out early or taking trips or whatever, and that's fine. If it's excused and it's all done the right way, that's fine. But guys, why are you not going to this website? And Mr. Harmon and I talked about this on Friday. I told him I have no idea why the students aren't doing this. It makes no sense to me. Why would you want to get behind in a class that you can get caught up on at night? If you're at home sick, you're going to watch TV anyways. You can watch a math video for 30 minutes. My goodness, students. Teachim.com/geometry track 2. No spaces anywhere. Now, somehow, if you didn't know this, maybe you weren't paying attention the very first day of school, but the very, very, very first day of school, I went over all of this with you guys, okay? Teachim.com/geometry track 2. And once you go to this website, you just type in the date that you missed. Look, let's say that someone's absent tomorrow, okay? You're at home. You go to this website and you simply type in the date that you're missing. Tomorrow's the 23rd, so September 23rd. And up pops the video you're supposed to watch. It's the announcement video. The announcement video will tell you what video we're watching that day, what the homework is, what's coming up, task quizzes. Listen, guys, this is your job to do that. And you know what? I'm not mad if you don't do this. Who are you hurting? You're hurting yourself. And I'm going to repeat this announcement every day for the next 3 days, okay? Because some of you students are not doing this, and it makes no sense to me. If you miss this class, you go to this website. And by the way, when Mr. Harmon and I talked, he wasn't upset at me we're both confused. Why would a student want to get behind in a class? That doesn't make any sense. You're just making the work harder for yourself. So, this is the website you can go to. And anytime you miss a day, just type this in. And everything's there that you need, okay? And then lastly, email me like crazy, okay? Some of you in this classroom email me quite regularly, and I love it. Ask me questions, okay, guys? That's what I'm here for, all right? So, please take advantage of that, okay, students? All right. In the video today, we'll be studying, we're going to be studying called conditional statements. The video today is not that long. It's about 19 minutes, so it's not a very long video. So be ready to take some notes and work hard in class, all right? The homework you're going to do tonight and turn in tomorrow is called page 85, numbers 1 through 4, numbers 7 through 12. The help video is lesson 2.5 homework, okay? Now, listen to this. Some of you sophomores have already had this lesson and you've already done the homework. Some of you sophomores haven't. You were absent on some of those days when the juniors were gone on their Wilds trip. So those that have already watched this video and done the homework, find something else to do. Don't disturb class. Those that have not, treat this like it's a normal class. Take notes. Do your homework. Your homework is due tomorrow. And by the way, obviously I have record in my grade book who's turned the homework in, who hasn't. So please do your homework if you've not done this yet, okay? All right, now, the video for today is called Lesson 2.5a. Okay, write that down, Lesson 2.5a. Okay, students, now let's go over the quiz that was taken last Thursday. If you've not taken the quiz, you're more than welcome to watch this video. You're going to take a different quiz. But not only are you more than welcome to watch this video right now, I would encourage you to. I mean, my goodness, you're getting help on the quiz, and your quiz will be similar to this quiz. So watch this, okay? All right, those of you that took the quiz, please get your quizzes out on your desks, and let's go ahead and go over your quizzes, okay? Here we go. Okay, students, now those that have not taken the quiz and those that did take the quiz, it's very important that you know these properties, guys. Okay, it's very, very important. And notice that each of these properties are either properties of equality or properties of congruence. Okay, so look over here. If the example over here has an equal sign, like this one does, then the answer is going to be one of your equalities, okay? And if the example over here has a congruent sign, then obviously your answer over here is going to be one of the congruence answers. It's that easy. If you'll remember that, it will help you so much, okay? Now with that in mind, here we go. You need to remember that when we have the same thing equaling the same thing, that's reflexive. Don't forget that, okay, students? So reflexive. Well, here's reflexive, and here's reflexive. Now, am I dealing with an equal sign or a congruent symbol? Well, it's equal. So this one is the reflexive property of congruence, so that's not the one I want. This one over here is the reflexive property of equality, and that's the one I want because I have an equal sign right here, okay? Now, let's look at number 2. Whenever you have something like A and B, and then B and A, we call that symmetric. Please don't forget that, student. Symmetric. So let's see what we have here. Here's symmetric, and here's symmetric. Now, do I have an equal sign here or a congruent sign here? Well, I have a congruent sign. So I don't want E because E is a symmetric property of equality. It doesn't say congruence. However, the letter I says the symmetric property of congruence. So this is letter I. Now, look at number 3. You started off with x plus 7 equals 11. Then you ended up with x equals 4. Well, the only way you would get this is if you subtracted 7 from both sides. If you subtract 7 from the left side, you're left with x. If you subtract 7 from over here, you're left with 4. So you subtracted 7 from both sides. Well, students, that has to be the subtraction property of equality. That's the only one up here that says subtraction. Okay? So G. Now look at number 4. Whenever you have something like A to B and then B to C, then A to C. So if A equals B and B equals C, then A equals C. That's called transitive. Please don't forget that. Whenever it's the same thing equals the same thing, that's reflexive. Whenever it's A, B, B to A, then it's symmetric. Whenever it's A to B and then B to C and then A to C, we call that transitive. Well, I see transitive here and transitive here. Do I want the property of equality or do I want the property of congruence? Well, look what I have. Do I have equal signs here or congruence? Well, equal signs. So I'm going to want the transitive property of equality, B. Now let's come down here. Look at this. It's the same thing. A to B, B to C, then A to C. So we know it's transitive, and it's going to be the transitive property of congruence. And I know that because I have congruence symbols here. So the answer would be letter C. Now look at number 6. 2x minus 10, then x equals 5. Well, students, think about it. The only way I can come up with x equals 5 is if I divide this side by 2 and this side by 2. Here your x's cancel, leaving you with x, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. So I divided both sides by 2. Well, if I divided both sides by 2, then I'm dealing with a division property of equality. Letter D. And then lastly, look, C is congruent to C. Well, listen, students, go back to number 1. I told you when you have something equals something like A to A or C to C, that's reflexive. So we have 2 reflexive, one here and one here. Well, I don't want the reflexive property of equality because I don't have an equal sign here. What I want is the reflexive property of congruence, so the letter J. Okay? Please study these properties if you've not taken the quiz. If you did take the quiz, man, I love y'all students, but you should have known this. It wasn't that difficult, okay? Now, for those taking the makeup quiz, I'm not going to give you fill in the blanks because there's only 2 of these. So on the quiz, you're going to have to memorize the whole definition and write it out from memory, okay? So I'm just telling you right now, if you're taking the makeup quiz, you need to have this definition right here memorized, and you need to have this definition right here memorized, okay? All right, now for you students that took the quiz, I'm not going to go over this right now because you can look this up in your notes and see what words you missed, okay? All right, moving on to number 10. On the quiz, I told you guys to study your law of syllogism. Now look what it says. If the bell rings, then the class will be dismissed. If the class is dismissed, then the hallways will be filled with students. Then I told you what happened. What happened? The bell rang. Well, go back up here, guys. I want you to tell me what conclusion you can come to. If the bell rings, then class is dismissed. So the bell rang. So the bell rang, class was dismissed. So if class was dismissed, the hallway was filled with students. So you would put here, the bell rang, so the hallways were filled with students. Isn't that easy, guys? Look at that. If the bell rings, the class will be dismissed. If the class is dismissed, then the hallway is filled with students. Well, the bell rings, so the hallway is filled with students. It's not that bad, guys. You take your if part from up here and your then part down here. All right? And so moving on to the last part of your quiz here, number 11. Okay, the law of detachment. Students, this is so simple. If the air conditioner is running, then it's hot outside. If the air conditioner is running, then it's hot outside. The air conditioner is running, so what do I know? It's hot outside. I mean, it's just not that difficult, guys. This class is not meant to be a tough class. It's pretty simple, okay, guys? It really is. This was not hard. If the air conditioner is running, then it's hot outside. So I'm telling you the air conditioner is running, so what do you know? It's hot outside, okay? That's simple, guys. All right, listen, that's that's it for today. Have a really good day. Go ahead and start your video at this time. Please work hard in class. Have your homework done. If you have incompletes, be sure and get those turned in. And that's basically it. Have a good day. Contact me if you have any questions.